Ariel Helwani in Albuquerque, New Mexico, alongside the number one contender in the UFC welterweight division, the man who will be facing Robbie Lawler on January 2nd, the 170-pound title, Carlos Condit, here at Jackson Winklejohn Gym. And Carlos, good to see you. First thing I want to talk to you about is obviously what Holly Holm did on Saturday. You've known her for quite some time, also both natives of Albuquerque. When you were watching that unfold, what was going through your mind?
I was just excited. You know, it was awesome to watch her step in there and execute that game plan the way that she did. And, you know, I'm just super proud of her.
Honestly, deep down, did you think she could do it like that?
I knew she could do it. I knew that she had the abilities and she had the skills to do it. But as with any fight, it's who's going to get in there and who's going to execute. And she did. Yeah, it was amazing.
Honestly, and I want to get your take on this. I feel like as far as title fights go in the UFC, a challenger, I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find any other challenger rise to the occasion like that and pull off the game plan that perfectly, execute it that well. Can you recall another time where someone actually, I mean, that was a one-sided beatdown, really. That's what it was. Do you recall any other time that that's happened?
Maybe like Dillashaw against Barao.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Yeah.
This one was quicker, but that is a good one as well. How long have you known her for, since you're both from here?
Since I was maybe 17.
Wow.
So yeah, a long time. Yeah, well over a decade.
I understand that when you won the interim title, they gave you a Carlos Condit day, right?
They did, yeah.
She got a Holly Holm month. What's up with that?
I don't know. Maybe it's just because it was interim. Okay. Well, now, you know, I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna get that belt, and I'll get a Carlos Condit.
You're expecting that, right?
Well, I don't care.
Well, then 2 out of the 12 months will be.
And the day that they gave me was actually leap year day.
Oh, really?
So it only comes around every 4 years.
February 29th?
Yep.
That almost seems like an insult. I'll be insulted for you.
All right. You can.
What does that mean, by the way? Like when it is Carlos Condit Day, is there like does it say that in the newspaper? Does anything happen?
I don't know. I think it was just that one day.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't think it's a recurring thing. Maybe. I don't know.
Why do I've gotten the sense, we've been here for a couple days, I've gotten the sense that everyone loves Holly Holm. Like no one, even in the schools, the young kids, everyone knows who she is, even more so than some of the male fighters. Why does everyone here in Albuquerque have this great connection to her?
Well, when she was doing her boxing career, she did all of her fights here in Albuquerque. So she was like, and boxing is really, it's big here in Albuquerque, and we haven't really had a whole lot of boxers coming at Albuquerque for a while. So Holly was it, and so that's, I think, a big part of the connection. And now that she's transitioned into MMA, it's all that fan base has followed her.
Are a lot of people coming up to you talking about this, getting your take on it? Like, has it been on everyone's mind since it happened?
Yeah, I mean here and there, but not really in public or anything. Yeah. No.
Okay, so you went on Twitter actually, and she's your teammate, and you're happy for her, but you also kind of stood up or defended Ronda Rousey because the vitriol that she has received, the hatred that she has received, somewhat unprecedented. I mean, it's really coming out in full force. What compelled you to do that?
I can relate to these other fighters, and I know what everybody goes through, and there's maybe bad blood between fighters, but then when people who don't know what it's like to train for a fight, or who don't have the courage to actually do it, are acting as if they accomplished something, it bugs me. And it was, I guess, more a comment on look how Holly's dealing with this. This is what a true martial artist. This is how martial artist acts with humility and poise. And so it was more a comment on that. But Ronda's done great things for women's mixed martial arts. That's probably one of the main reasons why we're talking about women's UFC bout in period. So she's got that public persona, but I don't know. She's got the balls to step in there and do battle. So I respect anybody, and I think fans should as well.
And I think you can really relate to this because after the Nick Diaz fight, you received all this criticism, and I don't think social media was as big back then as it is today. And now people love you. They're so excited for this fight. They're saying, so it's amazing how fickle people can be, right? And you have to remember that, I guess, as a public person.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's, I don't think what people realize is how much of our lives on a lot of different levels that we put into this. You know, this is sacrifice to get out there and entertain, and that's what we love to do, and we get paid well to do it. But to sacrifice, you know, time away from the family, your physical health, your, you know, the possibility of being gravely physically injured, and, you know, the fear and everything surrounding all that, and to swallow that and to step in there and try to compete to the best of your ability, you know, for your game, but also for the entertainment of the fans. People got to keep that stuff in mind. You know, it's you know, people lose, and I think honestly Ronda should hold her head high. You know, she got beat, but she's a warrior. She stepped in there and she fought, and that's what, you know. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and, you know, the only way that you never lose is by never stepping in there.
So you were supposed to be fighting on that card until Robbie got hurt. When you were watching it and you saw the crowd, were you like, damn, I wish I was fighting there?
Yeah, it would have been nice. I like going to, you know, exotic places that I've never been, and kind of the adventure of it all, and it'd been great to fight in a big arena like that. But, you know, it's all good.
Has this training camp been too long in the sense that you had to take your foot off the gas because the fight got delayed?
I train year round anyway, and it's just to what intensity, you know, and I had started camp, and now and then I kind of had to switch it to like a holding pattern. Like, okay, we're still working on stuff, we're staying in shape, but we're not going balls out. But, you know, that it's happened before, it'll happen again probably. It's the nature of the sport.
Your title fight's in a month and a half. Did Holly's win give you a little extra motivation as you know, gear up for the stretch drive?
Yeah, you know, the fact that she brought the belt home to Albuquerque, I'm excited to do the same. It'll be great to have, you know, Holly, myself, Donald Cerrone, and John Jones with UFC undisputed title belts in Albuquerque. It'd be quite an accomplishment.
Alistair says you're forgetting someone.
Oh, there we go. Boom. Boom.
Although it might get awkward when he has to fight Andrei Arlovski for the belt. I won't bring that up. You know all about that, right? When you fought GSP.
Yeah.
Greg
but me and George had never really trained together. So
but Greg having to step aside.
Yeah, there's that.
Final thing for you, there is so much excitement surrounding your fight. Like, this is a fight fans fight. Everyone's like, Robbie Lawler, Condit, like, there's no way this is going to be a bad fight. Do you feel any pressure at all to deliver to those incredibly high expectations?
Not necessarily. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm gonna try to win by any means necessary. But really, it happens in the preparation. So that's what I'm focused on right now. It's the day-to-day grind that's gonna get me prepared to go in there and fight and win, and that's what my focus is.
Once you get that belt, how many more years do you want to fight for? You've been doing this for quite some time.
No clue, man. No clue.
No end date, no expiration date.
No. But I mean, I probably don't have too much longer.
So this is your shot.
This is my shot. Yeah.
All right. Looking forward to it. Thank you for the time. Good luck in training.
Thanks, bud. Appreciate it.